Alright, here we go, Backroom Labs. We are making some more crystal batteries. This time we got a press, and we're going to make a whole bunch. I'm getting everything prepped and ready to go right now. So we'll be back in a minute and I'll show you the pressing of the batteries. I still got to solder on all my terminals and get that done, and then we'll get to doing the pressing. Alright, I've sanded everything inside and out. Everything's been sanded inside and out. Looking nice. I'm going to rinse everything off, let it dry, and then solder on the terminals. Okay, here we go. We're going to press the batteries now. I got everything set up, same mix. I do add a little bit of water as I go just to make sure everything's hydrated completely throughout. Basically, we got our shot press here. Okay. It actually wasn't tall enough for these batteries, so I kind of had to modify it. I had to screw those legs down to the that 2x8 there because it wanted to bow and do some weird stuff. But anyways, here's what I did here. To keep everything centered, I put one in the center. And if you can see there, I've already started this one a little bit, but that just holds everything nice and centered there. Okay. Now, what I found here is I got a turkey baster. I just took the end off of it. I'll fill my crystals up in this turkey baster, and then it'll just pour right out of here real nice around in there. And then what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll put the camera down for a second, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, now you can see it's filled with the crystal. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of distilled water to it, just to keep it hydrated as we go along here. Not much, maybe a mil, maybe 2 mils as you go. Okay, and then we'll set this guy up in here like so. Now I made this. It's a little sleeve. Where is this thing here? Out of some PVC. I had to heat these PVC up so I could fit one inside the other, and then I had to sand the outer one down so it would fit real snug in here. Okay, I'll place that there. Sorry about the camera, guys. I don't have a stand for this, but you'll get the idea. Okay, see, now we're set up. Put this guy in. Make sure we're centered. Okay. This is supposed to be a 6-ton press, but it's from Harbor Freight, so who knows. But I know it smashes the hell out of it. And that's the basic process, and then you just keep redoing it until it's full to the top, and then that's pretty much it. We'll show you the next step after I get this one completed. Okay, here's the 2 that I just made. They're all complete. This is 2 that I made yesterday. Alright, here's our voltmeter. We're on DC voltage. Alright, we're going to hook negative up. And we'll grab a positive, and we're at 1.56 volts. We'll switch it over here to dead short current. It's the milliamp scale. It's pretty nice. Now, through my experiences, these will not stay like this. Once they level out, they should level out to around 30 milliamps each. Okay. Now, okay, here's the 2 cells in parallel. Now you would think, like a normal lead acid battery, that you would double your current when you parallel these guys. Let me click this on here, and there's that. Okay, if we look here, we're not double. Reason being is John Bendini had stated that when you connect these guys in parallel and series, the impedance goes up. And basically what I'm taking from that is that impedance is the internal resistance of the battery, and or the power cell, however you want to look at these things. Now, that by no means says that you can't put a whole bunch of these together and get amperages up and get your voltages up. It just takes a whole bunch of them to do it. So what he's been trying to work on is some doping agents to reduce that impedance by the use of iron pyrite, magnesium filings, different kind of stuff he's been trying, but they really haven't released too much on what the actual mix is. So this is a fairly basic mix. I guess you would consider this an entry-level mix. But you can see right there, if I switch this over to voltage here, you'll see that being under a dead short really knocks the juice out of these things. But they'll climb right back up. This should level off at 1.5 volts. If I put them in series, then we should have 3 volts. Okay, here we are wired in series, and you can see we're right there, almost 3 volts. Alright, I took my little breadboard that I had on my penny oscillator that will light all these lights off of one of these, which is pretty neat all in itself. But you can see that, making like a little emergency flashlight or something like that isn't very difficult with, a couple components. I mean, there you go. These are just some LEDs I had laying around, a little pink one in there. But that's with 2 of them. Let's go ahead and put all 4 of them on it and see how bright we can get these. Okay, now we have 2 batteries in series, the other 2 in series, to give me 2 sets of 3 volts. Then I paralleled those, and here you see the 3 volts. 2.93, basically 3 volts. Now, let's see how much brighter these are. Wow! That's a beautiful thing. Now the question is, how long will these run before they draw down power and they lose their brightness? These will not consistently put this current and voltage out. Over time, they have a linear drop.